Day 11 of 12 Days of Christmas Painting Challenge, and today we are painting Christmas ornament. It is a really shiny gold Christmas ornament. How to achieve that? Line drawing is done, and with an elastic eraser I'm removing excess amount of graphite of the paper by rolling elastic eraser. Now to mixing watercolors. I want to first check on a piece of paper all my yellows. I have lemon yellow, also Indian yellow, and transparent yellow. I have real subject in front of me and I can compare which of these yellows will be most appropriate for this ornament. I surely know that lemon yellow will be used for the base of this ornament, so let's start mixing watercolors. For the first watercolor mix, I'm taking lemon yellow. Second watercolor mix will go lemon yellow and alizarin crimson. Little touch, don't overdo with the red pigment. Adding ultramarine blue by small amounts and I get a really warm brown watercolor mix. Testing on a piece of paper so I know how it looks. For the third mix, lemon yellow together with alizarin crimson. But this time I want to add sap green. And this yellow it looks like brown, but more like golden brown. I like how this watercolor mix turned out. And for the darkest of the dark, I'm taking indigo with perlin maroon and a little touch of transparent yellow to make it more warmer and really intense brown watercolor mix. This will be for those really dark parts that we see on this ornament. Let's start painting. I'm taking round synthetic brush, applying small amount of water to the whole surface of the ornament and going straight with lemon yellow on the whole area. That will be like a base color, and even the lightest of the lights, they are not quite white as we see, because we have white background and those shiny parts are not white. They are more yellowish, and this lemon yellow base will be perfect for that. And as my surface is still wet, I want to add some darker base colors. But I'm going transparently. I can see that on the lower part there is darker area, on the left side, somewhere in the middle. I have my line drawing underneath and I will see how to move further. But this is like the building base before we are going into detailing, into more accurate applying of the color. And while the surface is wet, the paint also beautifully smooth across the surface using watercolors that we pre-mixed. Now I'm taking finer tip brush and we'll start to add the darkest mixes, which is indigo, perlin maroon and transparent yellow. And in some places my surface is still a little bit moist, and it's also nice how that brown will dissolve in some areas. I'm not worried. You need to look closer at the reference photo and you will see how many there are details. We will not be able to show completely all of those little lines and shines, but I will aim for maximum a realistic result of this ornament, and this is achieved by these really contrasty colors. You will see how at the end it all works out really beautifully, and it's quite easy. You just need to catch that feeling of this ornament. This subject is not hard. You just need to understand how to achieve this gold. It's with yellows and browns. We don't have in watercolor a real gold color. We are mixing from yellows with greens or blues and reds and getting those beautiful warm browns. And these mixes are really giving that more natural look. But again, it depends. If this ornament, I was taking a reference photo, really thinking what is around, so the around area when I was taking reference was quite neutral. If you would take, for example, when everything is surrounded with red color or bright blue or bright green, that all those colors would reflect on this shiny surface. So it really depends where this Christmas ornament reference the photo was taken. Or even if you are holding this Christmas ornament and you have a really bright red sweater on you, then that will also be reflected in the Christmas ornament. I'm adding separately transparent yellow and indigo, and in some areas I will place little bits of these really intense yellow watercolors, smoothing applied watercolor layers. And at the beginning stage I'm just testing how better to go further, checking if that color is working good, if that mix is there. Using darker watercolor mix and fine tip brush, intensifying those brown dark areas, the separating parts of each this little particle, and building contrast. The lightest parts, I will not touch them at all. There's only one layer of lemon yellow and that's it. Those are the lightest parts, which are on the left side. I will be more working by intensifying the darkest ones, and the right side, which needs to be calmer because it's in the shadow, even if it's reflecting everything. If I squint my eyes, I'm seeing that left part is more lighter than the right part. Adding more details, catching the main look of this ornament, not trying to completely do each line or each spot that is visible in the reference. I'm just catching that feeling that we have there, how these darks are shining with contrast with those lightest ones. I want to add more layers to the right side to make it slightly darker, but don't lose that shine effect. Again, I'm painting transparently. All layers underneath are dry when I'm applying next layer. Painting with finer tip brush all this tutorial because we need those really crisp and intense spots. We don't need to have a smooth appearance for this Christmas ornament. There are more smoother, this is glans, but they are matte, or Christmas ornaments. Then there's more about smoothing, but this, which is shiny, we need more crisper details, more crisper, these contrast, darker parts. That is helping us achieve that realistic look and the way this ornament looks. Now let's paint the upper part of this Christmas ornament, and there are in those little gaps the darkest parts, which we still using watercolors that we have: indigo, pearl and maroon, and transparent yellow. Painting with the very tip of the brush super accurately, and the furthest, which is on the right, that little gap is the thinnest one because it's beginning to go on the side. So it's also important to notice that, and that those two that are more facing us, they are a little bit wider than the third one on the right. Adding lemon yellow together with a mix of lemon yellow, alizarin crimson and sap green. Applying to the whole surface of this little cap. And also adding contrasty lines of the darkest watercolor mix that we have. I'm adding a little touch of alizarin crimson, clean, clear alizarin crimson, and just adding little dots here and there, just 3, 4, and that's it. That gives also a nice, interesting look when this shiny subject that we have a little bit of something else, it just showing us that it's somewhere in the room and it's reflecting everything that is in the room. Maybe it's from my shirt, or maybe it's from some other items in the room. But don't overdo when you are adding different colors. Really, it's just here and there, and that's it. Adding more indigo and transparent yellow on the right side. And now you can really go further, paint a little bit longer. I'm finishing at this point and I'm really happy with the result. It was a quick sketch and still I have a really nice Christmas ornament. But you can definitely, if you want, go further. The more you will add layers, the more you will add details that you see in the reference, the more realistic and rounder it's going to look. It's just a matter of really closely observing reference photo and trying to do the same in your painting. Carefully looking, repeating, carefully looking and doing the same in your work. No need to hurry, no need to rush. This is a really nice practice to do. Thank you for being here, thank you for following this tutorial, and see you tomorrow. Tomorrow we are having last day of this challenge. Thank you.